Hello YouTubers, today I'm going to show you my do-it-yourself 4-wheel dolly that can transport sheet goods on smooth or bumpy ground. It's adjustable to accommodate thin plywood sheets or thick items like 1 3/4 inch solid core doors. First, here's some video of the dolly transporting plywood on bumpy grass. Because it's a 4-wheel dolly as opposed to a 2-wheel one, I'm able to pull the dolly with a rope. And here's an example of pushing the dolly. The dolly has 8-inch wheels and 2 casters. The casters allow maneuvering the dolly very easily. So here I'm doing a 180 on the dolly. And now I'm pushing the dolly and I'm going slightly uphill on the grass. Okay, what about larger sheets of plywood? Here I'm pushing a large sheet of plywood that is used to board up a triple window for hurricanes. And now I'm pushing the dolly in the opposite direction. The dolly can be pushed with the 8-inch wheels in front or the casters in front. Notice the triple window on the house where I'm standing. That's the window that this piece of plywood covers. And here's another example of pushing the dolly. A sheet of plywood on the dolly can wobble between the uprights. To solve that problem, I incorporated a removable wedge. The top of both uprights are tapered. When the wedge is inserted, it locks the plywood securely. That prevents the plywood from wobbling. The wedge has a second function. Because it locks the plywood between the uprights, it also helps to lock the plywood to the dolly. So when the plywood is pushed, it will not slide on the dolly. Here I'm pushing the wedge firmly in place. Notice how the entire dolly wobbles instead of just the plywood wobbling. And here's an example of pulling a long sheet of plywood using the rope. Pulling with the rope is helpful if going uphill or over bumpy obstacles. Here are some dolly details. The dolly has 2 uprights. This side has the movable upright, and this side has the stationary upright. Now I'll show how the movable upright is repositioned. This is version 1 of my dolly, where I use screws to secure the movable upright. From that experience, I'm going to revise the method to version 2, which will use 1/4 inch bolts and wing nuts. Here I'm using my impact driver to unscrew the right side screw, and now I'm unscrewing the left side screw. There are position lines on the base. I'm moving the upright to the line for the widest setting. Then I use a 6-penny finishing nail to line up the hole in the movable upright with the hole in the base. When the holes are lined up, I drive the screw with the impact driver. All of this hassle will be eliminated when I replace the screws with 1/4 inch bolts that are inserted upward from the bottom and then secured with washers and wing nuts. That will be in my version 2 upgrade to this dolly. Notice how the spacing between the uprights is wider now that I move the upright. Here's close-up views of how the wedge works. The wedge can be stored on either upright. The bevels on the top of the uprights match the angle of the wedge. When the wedge is used, it prevents the sheet good from wobbling, making it easier to push the dolly around. Here's a view of the underside of the dolly. In this version, the casters are mounted directly to the plywood base. However, that results in the dolly's base not being perfectly level with the ground. In version 2, I'll add 1/2 inch plywood under the casters, which will make the dolly's base level with the ground. The width of the dolly is 16 inches wide, and the length is 18 inches long. The width at the 8-inch wheels is 12 inches. And the height of the uprights is 10 inches. Finally, if you paint your dolly, don't paint the underside of the movable upright. If the underside is painted, the paint on the underside may want to stick to the dolly's base no matter how long the paint dries. This concludes this video on the Plywood Drywall 4-wheel dolly. If you found the information to be useful or entertaining, please click the thumbs up. To see other videos that I've posted, do a YouTube search for Usefulgizmos, and a list of videos that I've posted will pop up. Subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click the bell icon to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in the next one.